it slightly irritates me when they don't press a biddy. I mean, you might as well. But it's like all of these things: open-minded approach, appropriateness, affordability.
Graham, you're a keen share buyback man, I believe.
Yeah, I'm
In the
prefer
micro
the
cap
buyback.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
talk us through that. I mean, I don't get it. Sort of buybacks in the micro cap growth space. What's that?
Well, only in very specific circumstances. So, but obviously, like what Judith was saying, if a company has good reinvestment opportunities, it should absolutely take advantage of them. I mean, if you compare equities to other types of investments, what's different versus a bond or a property is that with an equity, there is somebody who's reinvesting your money for you. That's their job. And so that's where capital allocation in equities is so important. You want to find managers who will reinvest it sensibly. So ultimately, it comes down to the company itself. Does it have a good reinvestment growth opportunity, or does it not, or does it have spare cash? You know, like Games Workshop, for example, they don't have a specific formula, but they say we pay out truly surplus cash, which they sort of figure out, and it's irregular. So
It's not quite a micro cap, is it?
no, it's not a micro cap. No. But yeah, so certainly for small growing companies, I don't see particular need for it to pay a dividend.
Right. Okay.
Issue with buybacks in really small companies is liquidity. Are you just supporting the share price and the liquid share making it more illiquid than trading elsewhere? Share price, that would be my plea for the buybacks at the bottom end.
Can I put you on the spot, guys, and let's have some. Can we have an illustration? Can we have your, people like to hear about companies, stories, what you're looking at. What do you like? Give us some of your favourites. Now, just have one. Just have one. I'm just on the spot.
Well, my
And why? You've got 2 minutes on you.
yeah, sure. So my number one holding, Lighthouse, has been bid by, so it's gone to Quilters now. So I'll talk about the number two holding, Simply Biz. Again, it does very simple. What I look for is again few things. Again, it has to be people, a good management team there who's incentivized. They've got 45% plus ownership. Very, very important for me. I want management skin in the game. Really, very important for me. And number two, obviously the business, because actually, and there's always a question whether it's the people first or the business first. And I would say, well, obviously people are important, but you can change the business. No, sorry, you can change the people quicker than the business. So obviously the business is important, right? And the business, again, they're just kind of, Chris, just to say to you that, 85, 87% recurring revenues.
Yeah,
You're familiar with it, so the case is made then.
I'm not a holder, but I'm familiar with it.
But in that case, I got to continue then. But people, business, quality of business. I've lost all my hair investing in shitty businesses. Just don't invest in crappy businesses, please. And most turnarounds don't turn.
Judith.
Right.
You're writing that one down. That's unwell with that bit, all right?
Well, with Judith it's a bit different, and I must talk about. Well, I must not talk. You talk. But that has not nothing to do. I mean, Judith's strategy.
I take it as pretty personally now.
No, but my turnarounds and your turnarounds, it's a different definition.
No, I'm not. Anyway,
Come on, Judith. You're on the spot. Come on.
so I'm going to tell you something, a stock that nobody should invest in this room. And the reason they shouldn't invest in it is that I know far more than you do, and you'll never know as much as I do. And the reason is actually it's a turnaround. I've been on the board of it for the last 18 months. It was the biggest box of frogs that you could ever come across. 5 disparate businesses in the food services space, profitable at the time, so we thought. The management team were absolute liars.
Who is it, Judith? Don't give us
I'll tell you the end of it. It's a company called Real Good Foods.
Yeah.
Even the name is crap. So why did we invest in it? We invested because there are 5 disparate businesses, and the sum of the parts we believed was greater than the overall market cap at the time. And actually, that's not changed. But the pain that we've had to go through with that business since we invested. Within a month of going on the board, I found out that there were related party transactions. Basically, the board had paid the chief exec 1.4 million quid, but had decided not to tell shareholders. Didn't disclose it in accounts. So I was left in a situation where I was thinking that surely these guys were absolute crooks. They were probably the fraudulent activities within the business and money being siphoned off to the side. Because we put in place a loan note, and because I was sitting on the board, we managed to put in place Grant Thornton Forensic within a very, very short period of time. Literally, I found out the Thursday, whistle blew to the AIM team on the Friday, and they were in there on the Saturday. And actually, there was no fraud. These guys were just muppets. They just weren't very good at being honest to the market. So therefore, since then, we put in place a YouTube exec who's going to appear tomorrow. Actually, he's been in place for a year. We've sold off 4 of the businesses. I think the market cap's about £12 million today. Nobody will care about the £17 million cash that's come back into that company. There is shareholder debt, but it's ours and it's Arcaborn. I've got 2 new independent non-exec directors now on the board. The governance issues have been sorted, and ultimately we will end up selling that business probably to a trade buyer. And the business, just so you know, the remaining businesses, they are a business called Renshaw, which is based up in Liverpool. And if you bake cakes, which I'm sure a lot of you do, because you look as though you do, then you'll be using sugar paste that you'll be pulling off the shelves in Morrison's and other places. And that's a 15% margin business, and it's 40 odd million turnover. And the market cap at the moment is, as I say, I don't even know what it is, £8–10 million. And then there's another business called Brighter Foods, and that if you go into Boots and you buy Slimming World bars, they manufacture all of these bars for Slimming World, have done for goodness knows how many years. So it's all these kind of healthy bars that aren't actually that healthy that you now pay a premium price for at the checkout. And that's a business that again is £20 odd million turnover, and historically, this going back 2 or 3 years, is about £2.5 million worth of EBITDA. But nobody will care about that business because they had such a shoddy track record in terms of governance and lying to shareholders, and nor should you, because it's really only through our kind of investment that you can get access to that type of deal. I can promise you it's not an easy ride, and it's taken up a lot of our own management team time, but that's the kind of job that we do. But that's also the opportunity.
Paul? Sorry, no, we haven't got long, Melanie. Paul?
Yeah, so
Unless you want to avoid this.
No, that's fine. I'm going to talk about something that's been a disaster, because I think this theme is navigating AIM. So we talk about Comptoir Libanais, UK's largest Lebanese restaurant chain, floated on AIM 2 or 3 years ago. We bought a lot of it. I think we bought about 15% of the company. It had some things we liked. We liked the concept of healthy Lebanese food. We liked the fact it was very family, woman friendly. It had some great locations. The metrics were amazing. They're very engaging founders. Restaurateurs themselves, and it had the back of the K family, which is ASK, Prezzo, Everyman Cinemas, and it's proper professional. Timing was awful. Casual dining market blew up. They took some bad sites, probably for some too high rents, and broadly several profit warnings later. We'll never double our stake in Comptoir. It's become a tiddler for us. But what did we get wrong? We didn't get a lot wrong there. Everything ticked all our boxes. It was just that the company couldn't really execute. And I think sometimes this happens, and when you're looking for stuff that can double and triple, it's not always the super stories. It's a really good management whose IPO timing was awful. It's quite interesting that the CEO has just been taking out the institutions who want to get out of this name, and he's doubled his stake, I think last week or the week before, you can have a look in the RNSs. So, decent quality business that sensible fund managers and idiots like me got wrong by backing out IPO. But now there, and completely unloved by everyone, management team scooping up all the stock, looks to me like it could be quite an interesting situation. Go to the restaurant, see if you like it, buy it. That's generally quite a good tip on management.
So surviving or thriving, what's your
Well, I'd love to go through about 10 shares with you right now, but if anybody asks me to name one share, it's going to have to be my biggest holding, which is Valvory, so VLE. I mean, it's still, it's basically just 2 brothers. They started out with £3 million of their own money, family and friends, and they went about quietly running this investment vehicle and compounding at a strong double-digit return rate for over a decade. And now they've got, was it £30 million in cash? And I suppose the next big challenge is to see, can they scale it up? Can they apply their methods to bigger funds? It's a nice problem to have. It's definitely not a share you should buy because it's extremely illiquid. They've done buybacks, so it's illiquid, but, so it's.
Why back in the liquid shares no well?
Well, I may be a little bit sarcastic here. But yes, they've created huge shareholder value with those buybacks, by the way. And so, yeah, I'm a happy holder there, but it's only for the very patient. But I think they're fairly patient as well. And it's counter-cyclical as well, because if there is a recession, what their favorite tactic is to take out the bank for a company that's going through a tough time. So they benefit a lot in a recession.
Chris, have you got time for one? No one's eager.
No, I just want to just say, I just want to very clarify here. When I said turnarounds, I mean businesses that are fundamentally flawed and basically they've got the trend is not their friend. What Judith is doing with her companies is, it's really what she described here is a sum of parts story led by foolish people. And that is a different subset altogether. I don't want to be turning down.
No,
You know what I mean, Judith, but I just want to say, because that's what my interpretation is.
You got time for a question or not?
It's started raising one question.
Okay, anybody would like to ask this learning group question? Yeah, Warren.
You've talked a lot about management teams, and I know several of you are really big on talking to management. A lot of us here are going to be seeing loads of management teams over the next couple of days. So could you both, all of you, tell us maybe 2 big red flags that you look for that just say don't touch this, and maybe 2 big sort of green flags or things that you really look for when you're interviewing individual management teams that maybe we could look for as well. And obviously integrity and honesty, we'll take that as a given, but I wonder if there's something else that you would pick as a red flag and a green flag.
Who would like to kick that off?
And I would say obviously ownership on the positive side. On the negative side, salary. I don't expect a CEO or a founder to take 100 grand. That's being a bit harsh here, because we are being a bit harsh here. But the management, the board, and the top team salary can't be, let's say, 3 million when the profit up before tax is, let's say, 1 million. I mean, that's crime. So compensation. I mean, obviously we want them to take a good salary, but not looting us.
Sorry, I need to.
Ask the management team why they're at Malay not running the business.
Yeah, and just see where they came from. Most managers have a track record, so you can just see what they did previously.
Get them drunk, that always works.
We'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much.